yeah. You know the song?
No. I tagged it in the Facebook, so it's live on your page and my page.
Cool.
We're on Facebook Live, my Instagram Live, Juan's Instagram Live.
Yeah, so there's no excuse why you guys can't tune in.
Exactly. We got the music playing.
Music for the mind and the soul. Gonna wait for you guys to come on in.
Yeah. Join us, please.
We have a lot to talk about. We got 2 people on yours. And share so other people can tune in.
Yeah, invite other people.
Word.
Tuesday nights, it's the show night. Everybody watching
I know, right? What comes on today?
I forgot.
I don't even know. I don't watch TV like that.
Well, we're going to start, so you can catch this on replay.
Is that too loud? Sorry.
No, I think it's good.
All right, cool.
So today, we're going to be talking about... Oh, my name is Marisol.
And I'm Quan, a.k.a. The New Q.
The New Q. And I'm so inspired on Instagram.
Word.
And today, we're going to be talking about how to create the life that you want.
Word.
So we compiled like a list of really great ideas that you can actually follow to start creating the life that you want. So I'm going to be looking back and forth because it's Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
So I did some research and had this article written by Jack Canfield. He talks about different ways that you can create the life that you want, and we kind of picked the ones that we thought were really good and mixed it with our experiences.
Word.
Right, go on.
Absolutely.
So the first one, the first way to create the life that you want, you can start by, according to Jack Canfield, take no less than 100% responsibility for your life.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say, but the real truth is that there is only one person responsible for the quality of the life you live, and that person is you.
That's right.
You.
That's right.
Everything about you is a result of your doing or not doing.
Yeah.
Debt, relationships, health, fitness level, attitudes, and behaviors.
Right.
That person who reflects back at you in the mirror is the chief conductor in your life. Say hello.
It's you.
So it's just taking responsibility for your life. And we both discussed this previously about, kind of taking responsibility for things that have happened, like choices that we made,
Right.
and not living in the past and just accepting, like if we did something wrong or someone
Right.
did us wrong, and forgiving and just kind of letting all of that go.
Yeah.
And taking your part in it.
Yeah.
And not living like an orphan spirit and
So
a
true.
victim mentality.
Right.
Because that can really hold you back from moving forward.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Absolutely. And you can't really blame no one. You know what I mean? If you want more money, if you want a car, if you desire a home, if you desire a career, you really can't blame no one but yourself. It's all about how hard you're willing to work for it. You know what I mean? You're responsible for your own success, your own even failures. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we learn from them, and it's our responsibility to get back up and try it again.
Exactly.
So I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, so successful people take full responsibility for the thoughts they think,
Right.
the images they visualize, and the actions they take.
Right.
They don't waste their time and energy blaming and complaining. Like,
So true.
how many people you know in your life, in your family, that complain so much?
Yes.
And you just kind of fall victim to that. You kind of get with the bunch and you start
Right.
complaining together.
Right, exactly.
And you don't even realize that you're living in that negativity
Right.
pool where you're kind of recycling the same
Yeah.
kind of thoughts.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, watch you definitely want to watch your thoughts and the way you're thinking.
We're burping over here.
You are so I was gonna try to keep it going. Right. And I had hot dogs. Yeah, just watch the way you're thinking, what you're talking about. I'm very big on words, and I believe words take on life. You know what I mean? So if you're constantly complaining about what you don't have, you're not gonna have anything, because you keep on speaking that, and that's what's going to manifest in your life. But if you say one day, or at God's time, and this is going to happen, or I will be this, I'm going to work, and this is going to happen. You have to get in the habit, of speaking positive things over your life. You know what I mean? Because that's what you want to manifest. So like Marisol was saying, if you know someone that's complaining all the time, what up, Chris? You're gonna end up taking on that mentality, and you're gonna start complaining, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Life is too short to be complaining.
Complaining is for poopers.
Right.
So on number 2, we're going to go on to number 2. So were you clear about number 1? Was to take no less than 100% responsibility for your life. So that's the first way to start creating the life you want for yourself. Yeah. Right?
So true.
So number 2 is decide what you want.
Yeah.
Decide what you want.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, right?
Yeah. And it's okay to not know what that is right now. Mm-hmm. But take some time to think about it, pray about it, and then go after it. I think we all know within our heart, what it is that we want to do, what we want in our life. It's just a matter of, trying to figure it out, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We talked about being intentional.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you are intentional and you say, you know what?
Thank you.
I've been through so many things.
Right.
I'm at this place now where this is what I want. This is what's going to make me happy.
Right.
Even though I feel like I may not get there right now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to set a goal or a standard for myself,
Absolutely.
A way of living that I'm gonna just be intentional.
Exactly.
Be intentional.
Yeah. Be clear. And be honest with yourself. Be honest with God. I believe He honors that. And go after it. And no one can hold you back from being the person or having the life you want. Only you can do that to yourself. If you allow people and negativity, that's your fault.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because you don't have to allow that in your space.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to accept that. You don't have to receive everything from everyone. Be positive, be intentional, be clear, and just, know that it's possible, which brings us to our next point.
Yes.
Right? Or did you want to say something else?
Yeah, just believing in yourself. That's number 3.
Yeah.
So number 3 is another way to start creating the life that you want, is believing in yourself.
Oh, she said we're speaking to her life right now. That's what's up. It's true. Yeah, and you do have to believe that it's possible. The Bible says, with God, all things are possible. And if you want to create a good life, I would like to say this: don't leave God out. If you really want to have a blessed life, a successful life, make sure you allow God space in your life. Allow God to be the focal point in your life. And I think God is so dope. He'll lead you in the right direction. He'll help you make better decisions. Keep you on track with those goals and stuff that you set out. And so believe it's possible with God. Know that it can happen for you. Trust the process and the timing. And don't rush, because a lot of times we want things like right now. Instant. We don't want to wait on it. We want to know, what can we do to get this now? And sometimes you got to work your way up, and everyone's not going to understand your dream. Everyone's not going to understand what you're working for, what you're working at, but it's not for them to understand all the time. They'll see it when it happens.
Exactly. It's for you.
It's for you. Yeah.
So I was going to touch on, be the person you want to be. So a lot of times, when I first started out and on this journey, I was thinking to myself, I was tired of living the way I was living.
Right.
Doing a lot of different things, not really happy in those things, and just feeling damn, I just felt like I was just not really living.
Right.
And until I did start to walk in faith and learn who God was and to accept Him into my life.
Yeah.
But also going through that, we talked about our vision boards, writing it down,
So
being
true.
intentional,
Yeah.
and then believing in ourselves and really creating that person that we want it to be.
Yes.
And to actually live like that right now.
Yes.
Like to just set the
love
goal.
that.
Like, who is that person?
That's
What
right.
do they look like?
Right.
What do they sound like? What is their personality? How are they fit? Are they fit? Do they go to the gym? Do they work out?
Right.
Like, who is this person that you want to create?
Yeah.
And start to dress the part.
That's right.
Start to walk the talk. Talk the walk or walk the
Walk
talk.
the talk.
Walk the talk.
Talk the walk.
Walkie talk.
Right, walkie-talkie.
Do all of that, you know?
Right.
But it's just like living that person right now, today,
Exactly.
in that moment.
That's the beautiful part of being human. We're made in the image of God and after His likeness. So we're creators. We have that power to create and be the person that we want to be. You know what I mean? I was telling yourself earlier, if you had low self-esteem yesterday, you could wake up a whole nother day and be confident and, you know, be the person you want to be. Be that person now. Be fearless now. Yeah, like she was saying, dress the way you want to. If you want to be an artist and there's a certain image that you feel like you should have, dress like that. People might say it don't take all that, but hey, if that's who you want to be, you be that person.
Exactly.
You know, and I had also something about respect. How you want people to respect you, you carry yourself that way.
Exactly.
Be that person now. Oh, he thinks he's all that. Or no, I think I know who I am, and I know who I want to be. You know, and I know how I want to be treated and respected. So I'm going to carry myself in that way.
Exactly.
You know, and if I feel like being fearless today, I'm going to be fearless because God, you know, created us to be that way.
Exactly.
The Bible says that God did not give us the spirit of fear. So I don't have to accept fear. I don't have to accept anything that's less than God's best.
Exactly.
You know. Am I babbling? I feel like
No, you're doing great. Arthur said, my mother always said, no one will believe, and if you don't believe in yourself.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah, and if you want people to take you serious, how can they take you serious if you don't even really believe in yourself?
Welcome everyone who has joined. We have
I see Tandra on my page.
Kimball, we have Jen, Anika. We have Arthur, hi.
Word. What's up?
Lebethi Boo, Love Luda, thank you for joining. Cynthia
Yes.
Cradle, thank you for joining. Eric.
And feel free
Thank
to
you.
join the conversation, some feedback, whatever you guys want to say.
And here on Instagram,
It's Chris.
we have Chris
Word.
and School joined briefly.
Share this if you guys
Breaking
can.
Brent.
Yeah.
Share and invite people.
Word.
Thank you all for joining.
Absolutely.
But the fat guy in me is wondering what you cook. You have company. Laughs out loud.
Wait, what?
What?
What you cook?
Oh, you're making a joke.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we were talking about believing in yourself. So we kind of summarize that up as just being the person you know, like God sees you as.
Yeah.
Kind of like fulfilling that whole
Right.
frame. And just
Yeah.
like being that person, living that person,
Yeah.
creating that person.
Exactly. And sometimes you have to speak it, and you may not even feel like that right now in the moment. You may not even really feel like you're confident. You may not even feel like you can do it, but you keep speaking it, you keep saying that you can do it, and eventually I believe you will be that person you're aiming to be.
Yeah, you will manifest that person.
Word.
It will just automatically
one day at a
like,
time.
"Oh,
Exactly.
I did that.
Seriously. It's possible.
El Becky Boo, hi, hun. It's Liz from high school. I'm beyond proud of you. You have always been inspirational.
That's what's up.
Oh, thank you. Hi. Thank you for joining.
Word.
So now we're going to
What
go
up,
to the
Monstro?
next tip.
But I want to go back to the believe in yourself. You have to know who you are in order to believe in that person. How can you believe in something if you don't even know what that person is?
Exactly.
So I learned who I was through God. God revealed to me who He was, and He also reveals to me who He is and who I am. So know who that person is. You know what I mean? Believe in that person. Know what God says about you. You know, if God said we're the head and not the tail, we're more than conquerors, or we can do all things through Christ that strengthen us. Believe that. Hold on to that. God created you to love you, to, to give you a great future, and to prosper you. You know what I mean? So just know that you're loved, know that you're forgiven. And once you know who you are truly, when people doubt you or try to come against you and say all these other things that you're not, it don't even matter to you. You'll just brush it right off your shoulders. You know what I mean? Because my confidence comes from God. You know, when God tells me that the hair on my head is numbered by Him, you know, that lets me know the amount of love that went into creating me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's where I get my confidence. That's where my swag comes from. Do you know what God says about me? You know? Wait, what? The swag?
How do you do it?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not really good at dancing. Sometimes it seems our youth are so lost.
That is true.
That is true. A lot of our youth is lost.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing is. Not that we're like so found or we have all the answers, but you know what I mean? We want to save our generation. We want to empower people, you know, because there's a lot of negativity out there. They're following a lot of, you know, social media, and sometimes things aren't always what they seem to be. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think we do have a lost generation, but not everyone.
Yeah,
And
lost.
yeah.
And that brings us to our next point about the company you keep. If you're trying to create the life that you want,
Tazzy, what up?
you know, you got to think about. You have to think about the people around you that you're keeping close to you. Like on my journey, no direction. Like on my journey, it was, you know, God start slicing away, you know, separating me from friends,
Tanja, what up?
you know, putting me more in a circle where I will be sheltered, you know, from negativity and just people and things that were no longer serving my life.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be consumed by negative people talking about things that don't really matter, that are toxic.
That gets old, man.
You know?
Yeah.
And when you have
and it's draining.
you have that family member that you always go to the cookouts and they always make a big scene, or someone that you call and then they have to bring it to negativity.
Right.
You have to learn how to guard yourself from those things.
Yeah.
And I used to feel guilty for wanting to do that or doing it myself. I'm like, oh my God, I want to talk, you know, I don't want to exclude this person, but they really make me feel bad.
Right.
And if you really truly love yourself, you shouldn't want to really put yourself in fire and feeling bad.
Yeah.
And you should have boundaries and, you know, create those boundaries so that you can keep your energy good.
That's one thing I'm still praying on. You know, I created a vision board last year, and you know, one of the things up there was like-minded people. You know, like I haven't quite found the whole like-minded thing, but I believe it's really important to, you know, like they say, you are the company you keep.
Yes.
So you want to be mindful of that, you know, like I was saying, it's draining. Sometimes, you know, their energy can drain you to the point where, I don't know, you just like, you don't even know who you are anymore. You know what I mean? You're so lost in their life, you know, what they got going on that you
feel defeated.
Yeah, you feel defeated in a sense.
Like not motivated to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, dang, everybody around me miserable.
Because they put that energy on you. You know what I mean? So, and
it's believing in yourself.
Absolutely.
So it all goes back to that.
Yep.
And someone says, can you speak to someone who feels alone? What words would you have for them?
Yeah.
To someone who feels alone?
Yeah.
Oh man, I had that problem. Sometimes I still have that. You know, sneaks up on me where I feel alone.
Yeah.
But I always go back to realizing who God is and that I am not alone. Yeah. You know, I have to go back to that all the time. Seriously, like nobody's perfect. You're going to have those moments, whether you're a believer or not, or spiritual or not spiritual. You're going to have those moments where you feel alone, and sometimes you're fearful of certain things. Or, you know, so you have to give yourself credit. You're human. You're going to feel that sometimes.
Absolutely. You know? And sometimes God puts us in those positions to keep us depending on Him. You know, sometimes He has to isolate us to get our attention. And it's not so much that you're alone, but it's you're in a place where God wants you to be. You know, sometimes He have to silence the noise that's around us so He can get through us, get through to us, and speak to us and hear His voice. But the Bible tells us that God would never leave us or forsake us. So even when friends walk out on you, loved ones, family members, even God is always going to be there, and I am confident in that.
Yes.
You know, so confident in that. And you have to get to the place where it goes back to speaking things, you know what I mean? And speaking God's word and know, you know, because the enemy will make us feel that, like we're alone. You know, so you got to fight the enemy back with God's word. Do you ever get used to isolation? You don't get used to it.
I mean, like at one point,
right.
I preferred isolation.
Word. I was about to say that. That
you.
is kind of true.
It's not always healthy, but sometimes it could be a beneficial thing because
Yeah.
you do need that space to yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's still, you don't want to be totally isolated from the
because
world. You
God
don't want to get
created
used
us
to
for
that.
community.
Yeah, you don't ever want to get used to that.
Right.
But I understand what you're saying. Do you ever get used to the isolation?
And it is, sometimes you have to, in isolation, I learned who I was, what I like, what I enjoy. Yeah, so it's like take advantage of the isolation and draw closer to God and know that at the end of the day, you may be by yourself, but you're not really alone. You're not alone, and you got to know that within yourself, like seriously.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes you need that isolation to really, while God is working on your behalf, you're in that space where you can just build yourself up, have self-reflection, see the areas that you could work on in your life, and improve those areas while He's working on your behalf. He's working, and you're just in isolation, being built and filled and filled and filled until that moment meets, and then you come out of isolation, and God has created this whole ground for you to walk. So sometimes you know it's good to use that isolation for good. Hi, Stacy. Thumbs up.
Good questions, though. I'm glad you guys are joining the conversation.
Yes.
What's the next one? Any other questions? Excuse me.
Yes, I love that. Sometimes I do feel alone and lost in thoughts, and it's like, yes, I need it to be alone for that. Y'all with Him. Oh, the autocorrect. Yeah. That is true. Lebethi.
Right.
We hide our emotions because others may think we are weak. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I'm one of those people. Like, I'll hold stuff in and I'm like, no, I'll deal with this on my own.
Right.
I'll talk to God about it.
Right.
Because sometimes, you know, it's hard to be vulnerable with someone who you have to have someone that you can trust, that you can talk to.
Right.
Because sometimes you could talk to someone and you're feeling bad about something, they can make you feel worse. They don't even make you feel better. They make you feel guilty for feeling that way.
Right.
Why did you even think that?
Right.
Why did you do that? Like,
exactly.
And then you feel like, dang, why did I even call this
Exactly.
person?
Like, should I have just kept stay to myself?
Exactly.
Right. But that goes back to being connected to the right people. You know, like-minded friends. You know what I mean? People that are going to hold you accountable for your commitments or to your commitments. And you got to really have discernment, like, with trying to find the right person to confide in. You know what I mean? Because you want to, like you said, you can't just be telling everyone, you know, they may have you feeling worse than how you were feeling before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's true.
It takes time. But, you know, I believe, you know, I believe the right person is out there. You know, I have a mentor. You know, I have that, you know, people that I know I can talk to about anything. And if you pray and ask God to connect you with the right person, I believe He'll do that for you. You know, sometimes you don't need a whole bunch of people.
You don't.
Just one good person that you could talk to, trust, pray with you, and hold you accountable. Yeah.
And that's it's hard to come by sometimes.
It is.
And if you don't have that one person, you can practice with building up, because a lot of times you have these codependency, relationships. You know, we feel like we can't do anything without being able to have this person to lean on.
Yeah.
And that could be unhealthy too.
Yeah.
So it's good that's why that isolation happens. It kind of builds your strength up.
Absolutely.
And knowing that you can survive on your own. You don't need someone there.
That is so true. And that's how God gets the glory out of our lives. You know what I mean? Because you can't credit it to anyone else but God. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, God is selfish sometimes. You know?
He is so good. He's so good.
He wants the credit. He wants all the glory. Nah, He deserves it.
Exactly.
He deserves all of it.
So we had another point
that?
after that. You even wrote it down.
I did?
Yeah.
Let's see what I wrote down.
I know here Jack Canfield talks about unleashing the power of goal setting.
Yeah.
How
let's
many
talk about
people
that.
write down their goals or have goals that they have?
Seriously. I found that to be so helpful, you know, and it just gives you a focal point. It gives you, it's like a healthy reminder of, and it keeps you on track. You know
Something
what I
to
mean?
work towards.
Yeah. When you know what you're working towards, it kind of, it's good to look at. I'm a visual person. I like to see things, you know. One of my friends came over and was just like, this looked like a high school project because my vision board got like pictures and stuff on it, but hey, it works for me, you know, and I need to see it. But I think vision board, writing your vision is very, very key to keeping you on track. And what else?
Just setting goals and being
Yeah.
consistent with that. So we touched on the things that you can start doing right now. So I'll go over those again.
And also,
for those who just came in, just saying the header.
writing things down also encourages you, because once you start checking things off, you're like, oh snap, like
I did that.
I did that, I did this.
And it gives you more confidence to keep
Yeah,
going and
to
do
keep
the next
going.
thing.
Right, because I'm ready to make my 2018 vision board, you know, and dream even bigger. Bug just joined.
Yeah.
Hey, Bug. So
I started a music company.
nice.
I have a website being created that's
Nice.
almost done. I'm starting a product line,
Word.
you know, and all these things just started off as just a goal on a board.
That's what I'm saying.
And now I'm putting them into motion.
And that goes back
so
to
they
the
can
speaking
happen.
those things, you know what I mean, and writing them down. There's
Speak
power
it
in
out.
words, yeah.
And believe in it.
Yeah. Like, and I even write down prayers for specific things that, you know, I need God to do. You know what I mean? It's power in just like being just 100% honest with God. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I found it to be helpful writing things down. Seriously.
Yeah. And for those of you who have joined later on, we discussed different tips on how to create the life that you want.
Yeah.
So the first one we said, take no less than 100% responsibility
You
for
are
your life,
responsible.
because you're responsible for every decision that you make or not make.
Yeah.
And this is according to Jack Canfield. This is a blog post that he
Right.
wrote. I thought it was pretty impressive.
You can't blame nobody for your lack of money.
Nope.
Or
For not exercising
exactly,
or dieting.
Exactly.
Your attitude or
You
the
gotta take
relationships that you
responsibility.
have. Even if you're a guy and a girl, a guy that has a girlfriend, or a girlfriend that has a boyfriend, or a girlfriend and girlfriend, or a boyfriend and boyfriend, doesn't matter. If you're in a relationship,
Right.
that's another thing as well that can affect your life too. So you got to decide on those things as well.
Right.
Take responsibility.
Take responsibility for it. Absolutely.
And decide what you want was the number 2. Being clear and intentional about what it is that you want in your life.
Right.
How many of you know what you want? Like,
Yeah.
what do you truly desire? Like, what
Yeah.
is beating on the inside
Exactly.
of you?
What
Like,
are you
is that?
dreaming about? There was a scripture I wanted to read. I wish we had a Bible.
I do have one,
No, it's cool.
but most of the time it's on my phone.
Right. It's all good.
And
I know we
see,
got
all
like,
of our
everything's
devices are like
occupied.
plugged up in front of us, so we can't even get that out.
I'll post it. Believe in yourself. What's that?
Believing in yourself, deciding what you want, and then
Right.
believing in yourself, kind of living that person that you want to be, or the person you
And
want to
don't,
be.
can I just say, don't be afraid to dream. I don't know why I'm just so stuck on that. I feel like our generation sometimes is afraid to dream, and I was saying that last week. Go after what you want. God gives you, you know, these desires in your heart for a reason and for a purpose. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid of that. You know what? You know, there's things that stop us from dreaming. Fear of what people think, fear of failure, fear of just not thinking that you're capable of doing these things or even achieving whatever it is that you're dreaming. Don't be afraid to dream and dream as big as you want. And just go after it, you know?
Yeah, just take one
One step.
one little task.
Yeah, start
I
with
told
one
my
thing.
sister this. I said, one task could be just, you know, she wants to start a podcast. So I said, one task could be just to start off. Get a little logo. You
Right.
can go on Fiverr.com and get a logo for $5 and have
Right.
something created.
Right.
You will feel so good about just doing that one task, because that's one step closer to reaching that ultimate goal of having your own
Right.
podcast.
And whatever it is, whether it's a career in music, whether it's owning a house, whether it's marriage, I think our generation, we want things instant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What can I do to get this right now? But like, no one wants to dream and work at,
Yeah.
you know, something bigger. We just want something. How can I make quick money? But it's, you know, is that what you really desire? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know, that life is more than money and material things, you know? So what's your true dream?
Yeah, that's true.
That makes sense?
Yeah. It
Seriously.
says, but it sometimes makes you feel like a failure when you can't meet them. Like your goals you're talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, but that also aids in anything for your future. Like,
yeah,
failures
you're
are going to
fall
happen.
down.
And
It's gonna
failures
happen.
build you up.
Yeah.
That may not have worked. To me, you have to take a different route to whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right.
But if that is a passion and it's inside of you,
That's so true.
you got to find a way to make it work.
You know how many times I said I'm going to stop singing?
Yeah.
I'm going to quit. Like, I was like, God, you have to, what else can I do? Because I'm not doing this no more. But because of the fire that burns within me and the passion that I have for it, I always go back to it. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, you learn from your mistakes. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe something didn't work for you. Maybe there was something you had to work on within yourself. You know what I mean? You figured that out and you keep at it.
Failure is all about.
It's okay.
It's all a part of the growing process.
Right. It's a part of the process.
You gotta be grateful for failure. Like,
that's right.
I never want to get to a place where everything's so perfect and I have nothing to work towards.
Right.
You want that failure.
Right. And some people's idea of failure is like different too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a different idea. You're right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, failure could be like, oh, this didn't happen right now, but that's not necessarily a failure.
Yeah.
It's just like, maybe it's not your time.
It's not.
Timing
It's all
is
about
everything.
timing.
Word.
I don't think they're afraid of dreaming, but afraid of failures.
That,
so
yeah.
we touched on that.
Absolutely.
I felt good about paying off one past due bill till I needed gas, and I was like, I understand that.
What's up, Nia? Chara.
Yeah, we know about that.
Word. See what I'm
Get that
saying?
gas money. And it's all about setting up your bank account properly, you know?
That's true, too.
You got to get with a financial coach. In Connecticut, they have so many resources for free financial coaches, or even things online, templates where you can save like $25 a week if you can, or $25 a month. Put those things aside, and maybe you shouldn't go out to eat every single day. Maybe you should limit it to once or twice a week.
That's true.
You know, do you really need those Jordans or those new outfits?
Exactly.
You know, or do you want the condo in Arizona? You know what I'm
I gotta
saying?
tell myself stuff like that all the
you
time.
have to really sacrifice too. Sacrifice comes with it.
Absolutely. What's the next point? I think that was it. Like-minded friends, we talked about that. Mm-hmm. We have the power to create who we want to be.
And just loving yourself.
Yeah.
And that's hard for everyone to do.
Yeah.
Like, to really just be like, oh, I love this face. I love this body.
Right.
I love my skin. I love this about me. I love all of this. Like, it takes time to really get to that place.
That's true.
To really love yourself and take care of your body, take care of your health.
Yeah.
Because all of that affects your mind. And when
That's
you don't
right.
have a good mind, you can't really achieve anything.
That's
you
right.
know, it's much more difficult.
Yeah.
Trust me.
That's so true. Yeah, loving yourself is very important, and doesn't happen overnight sometimes.
No, it doesn't happen
But
overnight. It's a process.
It is a process. But like I said, read God's word and see yourself the way God sees you. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
The beautiful you.
Yeah. There's only one you. You're unique.
Yes.
There's so much love. There's a book that I was teaching on Rick Warren, and it was saying before you were conceived.
Create the life you want.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, you was answering a question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Before you was conceived, and by your parents, you were conceived in the mind of God. Mm-hmm. So you have purpose regardless of who your parents are. Maybe you don't even know who your parents, your mom or your dad is or something. But God created you with purpose and with love. And, start there. Mm-hmm. Know who you are. Accept that. Accept God's love. It's one thing to know that God loves you, but it's a whole other thing to actually embrace that love that God has for you. I feel like there was something.
If you have any, I want to touch on this because this is, a lot of people probably could relate to past traumas. Like childhood traumas or anything that's ever happened to you in your childhood or growing up, and you want to receive healing from that. I think a big thing with that is it's kind of like you got to trick. It's like going back in your mind and accepting the things that has happened. Right. Forgiving yourself and forgiving everyone else who's involved.
Right.
and letting that just go.
Yeah.
Because if you hold on to that,
Affect you.
it's going to keep, it's like an open wound.
Yeah, that's going to lead to so many other different
Yeah,
things.
it just keeps hurting you over and over. And your whole life. And then when something doesn't work out in your favor or in your life,
Right.
that comes back. Those traumas come back, and you start thinking of all the times that people did you wrong, hurt you, stabbed you in the back, and then you just go lower and lower and lower.
Yeah.
So the best thing is to accept those things that has happened,
Right.
and say, I forgive you, such and such. Say the name of the person. Say it out loud. Say, I forgive you, John. I forgive you, Lisa. I forgive you, whoever. And I forgive myself.
Right. And let it go.
And let it go.
And give it to God.
Give it to God.
And allow God to heal you through the process, And that goes back to being honest with God, being honest with yourself, and really trusting God. Because in order for us to really be successful with...
Wait, we got to charge Quan's phone because it's going to die.
Oh, you're silly.
Where's your charger?
I didn't bring it.
I have one here, I think. This might fit. I hope it fits your phone.
Y'all might have to go on... look at God.
Where's your charger for?
It's in there. I mean, it's right there. Bomb.
Yes.
What was I saying now?
I'm sorry. I just saw that and I'm like, somebody's not going to hear this and I want them to be able to hear it.
No, I forgot my point.
I forgot to. I totally spaced out. We're talking about
traumas
and forgiveness.
And forgiveness and and giving that to God and trusting the process. You know what I mean? Healing sometimes is not always instant. You know, especially for deep rooted things.
Yes.
Even when you get surgeries. You know what I mean? Or you have sickness, it takes time. There's a process to healing. So trust that process and don't try to rush it. But allow God to get in every area in your life, even those dark places that you don't even tell people about. You know what I mean? So God can really do the work that he needs to do to bring you that total healing that you need. And that goes back to our topic, how to create the life that you want. There's no way that you're going to be able to go after anything in life if you're not healed, if you're not whole. You're not going to be able to enjoy it. If you're broken, if you're...
a victim mentality.
Exactly.
Always feeling like everything's happening to me.
Right.
And that goes back to number one.
Yeah.
Of taking responsibility.
That's right.
For every decision you make.
Yeah.
Whether it's good, bad, or
Absolutely.
not making a decision.
Work on yourself. Allow God to work on you. And love yourself. Love God. Love others around you. Create a positive circle. Maybe a dream team. People that will hold you accountable to the commitments. That will pray with you. You'll be fine. But you got to make sure you right.
Yeah. Before
you can start any type of life. You know what I mean? Because no matter where you travel to, where you go in the world,
you can't run away from
it. Exactly. So
he was coming for the ride.
Exactly. So make sure you right. Get mine. That's why I call myself the new Q, because it reminds me that all things are new. The scripture says, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. So that's why I go by the new Q. It's my reminder that I'm new. My thinking had to change, in order for me to go after those things that I really desire. My mind had to change. My confidence had to come up. My love for myself had to come up. My love for God, everything had to be elevated.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And calling myself the new Q reminds me that you have to change your thinking. When I start thinking like, low self-esteem or negative things, I'm like, nah, the new Q does not think like that anymore.
Exactly.
So it's only
old things behind.
Yeah, exactly. Past hurts, past relationships, past regrets, whatever. I am new. True thing, you can't run away from yourself. That's so true.
You can't run away from
Who was the old Q? The old Q didn't love myself to the fullness,
Patrick Lindo's my father.
Is it really?
Yes.
Hey, Dad. The new Q didn't have good self-esteem, didn't really know who he was in God. The new Q was concerned about people and people's opinion. That's out.
That's out.
I am who God says I am, and yeah.
Love you too.
Word. And I'm still learning more and more about this new Q and embracing this, this new lifestyle, this new way of thinking. yeah, my motives, everything changed.
And you can't go through life being dictated by what other people think of you.
Right.
Like their fears, their thoughts, their beliefs.
They project them on you.
They project them on you, and you go around thinking that those are your fears, those are your thoughts, and they're not.
Right.
They're other people's.
Oh, bless you.
So.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. What else?
Well, anybody have any questions, any comments, anything they want to add
Yeah.
to how to create the life you want?
Yeah.
Any feedback?
We're managers of our lives.
We are managers. We are creators.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome to be a creator? Because
Yeah.
you can create a whole new day.
And I don't know if I said this, but the powerful thing about being creators is that we can create the person we want to be.
Exactly.
You know, like I have to sometimes tell myself, you are confident, you're this, you're that, you're fearless. Like I constantly tell myself that, you know, to the point where, okay, I believe I'm fearless. I believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You keep saying those things and you keep putting that positivity in the atmosphere until you become that. And if you had low self-esteem today, guess what? When God wakes you up in the morning, you can say, you know what? I'm going to be confident today. I'm going to share in God's confidence. And wherever you got to draw that confidence from, whether it's from the Word, whether it's from
watching a motivational video.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody have different things where they pull and draw.
And like we were saying
inspiration
earlier,
from.
be that person you want to be now.
Dress like them.
That's right.
Talk like them.
That's right.
Walk like them.
Walk with your head up. Be that
Yes.
person now. You don't have to wait till you get the record deal. You don't have to wait till your book comes out. You don't have to wait till you
Get
graduate.
that big job.
Right.
You know, you could
be
live
that
it
person
now.
now mentally. Yeah.
Walk like them. You
Talk
gotta
like
manifest that. Act like you got millions of dollars.
Exactly.
In the bank, you know.
True.
You gotta have a good
Look like
mindset
$1,000,000
attitude around money.
Right. Word. Absolutely. So true. This was good. This is real good.
So anybody have any comments or questions or anything they want to add?
Yeah. We're trying to keep some, put some positivity out there.
Yes.
You know,
Empower you guys.
In the social media world, sometimes it could be like so negative and
Like
just
everything
fake.
that's going on.
You know what I mean? Like I don't ever say you want to be just like someone else.
You never know.
You don't know what they're going through in their mind. They may look happy. They may look like they have it all. Be who I want to be, my best self, and stop competing. Thank you, God.
Don't compete.
Stop competing with others. If I'm going to compete with anyone, it's going to be myself. I want to be the best version of myself. And I feel like it's, I said this one time, it's like a slap in God's face when we're being less than what he created us to be. He didn't create you to be like old boy from around the corner or old girl or to sound like this person or to, you know what I mean? You are unique. You are your own person. Embrace that. And, yeah, if I'm going to compete with anyone, it's going to be with myself. So I really want to be the best version of myself and all that God has created me to be. You know, because we're more effective when we're walking in our true purpose.
Yes.
And being ourselves. Because there's people that are tied to us, whether we want to believe it or not. There's people that need to hear your story. People that need to hear what you've gone through and what you overcame.
Your testimony.
Your testimony. Like, people need to hear that. You know, and if you're trying to be someone else, how are you going to be effective
Exactly.
to those people?
And the best version of yourself is on the other side of comfortability and fear.
That's good.
So stepping out, could be very scary to be like, okay, I'm going to manifest this person. I want to live this person now.
Right.
But I really don't have the confidence because I'm not comfortable with dressing like this or looking like this or walking like I'm worth $1 million because
Right.
I don't feel worthy. Those are
And we don't
limiting beliefs
So
that
good.
were programmed in your mind
good.
from a child.
Yeah.
Do not believe that because you were not made to be low or mediocre or
Exactly.
below the
That's
palace.
right.
Like you were made to be like kings and queens.
Exactly.
Like you have your own palaces.
You have value.
Like you have value, worth so much.
So much.
And you can't be ashamed to walk in that light and be awesome.
That's
and be
right.
amazing because
Yeah.
that's what you're called to do.
Right, and out of all the beautiful things that God has created, he calls us his masterpiece in the Bible.
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you.
Masterpiece. Like
That is so swag.
masterpiece,
You know what I mean?
really?
He created freaking mountains and, animals and all these beautiful flowers and stuff. But out of all that, he called us, his people, masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, that's dope.
That is good.
That's dope. So
Yeah.
if that's not value, I don't know what is.
I know. You're worth a lot.
Seriously.
Yeah, I need to know how to slow down. I've missed a lot, and now that I'm free, all I want to do is do all I can to fix it. And that's one of the things that got me put on time out in the first place. But now I feel like I'm killing my body, busting hump at work. This is Love Luda.
Mm.
So you feel like you need to slow down because you've been working so hard? I'm not quite sure if you're asking a question or just... Oh, you need to know how to slow down because you're working a lot? Is that what it is? Can you respond to me? And who is that young man you are with? This is Quan.
What's up, everyone?
We went to high school together.
Who said that?
Oh, that's my father.
That's your dad?
Yeah.
Yes. What's up, Pops?
So, Love Luda, can you answer my question? Is it that you're trying to say you need to slow down because you're working so much and you're killing your body from working? Oh,
That's what it
okay.
sounds like.
Yeah. I was the same way.
Balance.
I was the same way.
Yeah.
I was working like 3 jobs. 3 jobs. People like, oh, I never get to see you, never hang out. 7 days a week working. I would do 16-hour shifts on every weekend, 32 hours. And people were like, how are you doing that? Why aren't you going out? Why aren't you living your life being young and, doing whatever?
Yeah.
Because I always felt like if I didn't do this, how am I going to reach my goals, right? But I too had to come to a point where I had to like slow down and say there could be an easier way to reach my goals instead of, running around and doing 11 things that's not really productive.
Right.
And it's really breaking my body down. I'm feeling tired.
Yeah.
I'm feeling depressed most of the time.
Right.
I'm not eating well
Right.
when I'm doing that. So I had to make a decision to say, you know what, I'm going to take some time and work, to what I can do and what's going to allow me to pay my bills. And I'll stick with a program that I can save money here and there. But I'm not going to do too much that I can't enjoy my life or be present in the moment. Because you want to be able to do that.
Right.
You want to be present. You don't want to have the times just go by and you can't remember last week because you were just working 15,000 hours.
Right.
You don't want to work your life away.
Right.
Because God gives you the grace, because a lot of things can come to you if you just allowed that time to let things manifest and let God work through your life.
Yeah, sometimes when we're moving, we can't.
We miss opportunities.
We miss opportunities. We miss God's voice. We miss everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so at some point you do have to slow down and just figure out what's important,
and what's not
working.
important.
Yeah, exactly. So
value you more.
Absolutely, because your well-being is very important. You can't be no good to your husband, to your family members if you drained and not eating and your body's hurting. You know what I mean? Like, you want to take care of yourself. You're not even going to be able to, enjoy the fruits of your labor. So start there. What else? I know that's right. It is hard not to work.
So hard without help. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is very hard without help.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, if you had the opportunity and God blessed you with a job to work that, and like Kevin Hart said, who was it that said, the way my bank account is set up,
Right.
you're just gonna have to set that bank account up a little different. Like, Love Luda saying, don't care about going out, just don't want to be empty-handed for another birthday or holiday without being illegal, trying to do it right. No, I totally understand that. You want to work and have a real job.
Right.
Maybe sometimes, those birthdays, you just kind of, you don't have to get a big gift,
Absolutely.
just
Seriously.
be there in love.
They're going to be okay.
They're going to be okay. Sometimes you might have to skip those things. If you have to bust your
Seriously.
tail like that just to have a birthday gift or whatever, all those things just to show,
Exactly.
it's not worth it at the end of the day.
Nah.
Because if you're not here, then...
Give love and time. That says a lot.
Shan's
That goes a long
laughing
way.
my butt off. Sacrifice. Yeah, sometimes you do got to make those sacrifices. Not everybody's going to be happy when it comes birthday and Christmas time that you're not getting a gift to them, but you got to do what you got to do, right?
So true. Love what it said. What I was told, but you don't know how it feels to get slack about not playing my part.
Okay. So what do you mean? Like, do you have children, or is this family members?
Right, like a part far as what? Like a husband role?
Mm-hmm.
Dad?
A dad role? I mean, what kind of role are you playing?
Right. Gotta be more selfish than
Gotta be more selfish than selfless.
Oh, okay. Wait, you gotta be more selfish than selfless?
Explain that
shit. Right. Because you want to be selfless too. I think that's our purpose, to be selfless. But I get what you're saying. Like in certain situations, you do want to, as far as like the birthdays and stuff like that, or taking care of yourself. Oh, yes, 2 girls.
So that I understand where you're coming from. Because
Yeah.
you might get slack from the child's mother.
Right.
And you feel like you're not doing your part. And you want to do things the legal way.
Right.
So you're doing great. Just keep going. It's going to be hard.
It is going to be hard. But you know what? Do what you got to do. Just try to be positive about it. And you just don't want to miss opportunities. I don't know if you have young girls and stuff. You don't want to be working too hard when you not even... taking care of them or making time for them or spending time with them. I don't know. You got some situations you got to just pray and ask God for balance.
Yeah.
Even when it sounds like you, like there's no one else that understands. God understands, and God will give you clarity in how to handle that.
Yeah.
I don't have kids, so
pray for the new job that you only have to work one job and. Pray the two jobs you're working, the salary will just
go up or
job.
something like that. Gotta work it out.
Yeah,
you're gonna be fine.
Just keep working hard. You're doing great.
Yeah,
and you're trying to do it the right way. So that's all that matters.
Exactly, because guess what? You don't want to be locked up.
No,
and then you can't see your 2 girls.
Exactly.
So you're doing the right thing. Keep pushing. What else?
So I think that really concludes everything. Unless anybody had any comments. So I'm just going to say them one more time. How to create the life you want. Take responsibility for your life, number 1. Number 2, decide what you want. Be intentional about your goals, your life, everything that you really, really desire. Number 3, believe in yourself. Start believing in yourself, having affirmations, like talking to yourself in a more positive way, and being that person you want to see in the future. Like start living that person now.
That's right.
And walk how you want other people to respect you, and be who you want, and know who you are in God, and establish a relationship. If you are spiritual, if you're not, then you could try other ways with family members.
Life is better with God. I promise you that.
It is so much better because you know who you are. You know where you came from.
Exactly. And it's help.
And it's definitely help. And number 5, we talked about the company you keep.
Yeah, the company you keep.
Keeping positive people around you.
Yeah,
because you can have some negative people that can really drag you down, and you will be further and further away from your purpose or your calling. That's so true.
Yeah, and life is too short to waste time. Especially with unhealthy relationships, you know what I mean? So make sure you're connected to the right person, and if that means like being by yourself for a season or 2, it's all good. You know what I mean? But, like-minded friends is very important. If you want people that are going to push you to be your best self, that's not going to be jealous of you, that want the best for you, that's going to hold you accountable to the things you committed to. And, it's
encourage each other.
Yeah.
And Shante, I found that writing down my short-term goals, things get done.
Yeah,
short-term goals are good. Yeah. Do those little baby steps.
Yeah, like sometimes we like make these big old
long, like, yo, I'm moving to Colorado.
Right, exactly. Sometimes
like,
you start yearly.
How?
Right. I did a 5-year vision board, but I also like to do them like yearly. Okay, this is what I want to accomplish in this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
and then you do the little action steps underneath. Like, how am I going to get
exactly.
there? So this little step first, I gotta work, or I gotta have this amount of money. How am I gonna get this amount of money? I gotta work. How many hours do I have to work? How much money do I have to save in some way? And then you just keep going further and further down till you actually get to the little, the tiniest
What's
little
up,
pieces.
They said, right, slow down.
I'm talking fast.
No, I think she meant slow down, like as in like, when you're making your vision board, like sometimes we try to console,
yeah. I was like, I'm going too fast.
Right, that's what I was thinking. She said baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps.
Dive in head first. So true.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
When I wanted to buy a house, I used to go to all these open houses, like for years. I would just go to open houses of houses that I couldn't afford. They were like $400,000 houses, and I walk in and I'd be like, hi. And people were like, oh, here you go. Here's a brochure. I'm like, thank you. And I walked through the rooms as if I was this rich woman. And I was like, oh, thank you. I'll make sure that my agent knows. And thank you so much. I'll write my name down and I'll leave. Seriously, I did that a lot of times. And I would bring my nieces and nephews sometimes. And I'm like, they ended up calling me mommy. It was like this whole stage. It was a whole stage. But it was like living in that moment. It brought the idea to life.
Right.
And then that made me ultimately
we're powerful beings.
Have the goal to do it and actually do it.
Absolutely.
So I hope you guys learned something from this and you feel empowered and ready. So your homework is to at least write down one task that you want to accomplish.
It may seem silly, like write your vision down. Write down your dreams and your goals. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, whoever you are. Like, sometimes us guys, we don't like to, we just like do whatever we want. You know what I mean? Or we don't have a plan and we just go. And sometimes that works or whatever. But it's nothing wrong with keeping track, writing things down. Because it keeps you motivated. It keeps you focused on what you need to do to make things happen. Yeah. And
Yearly is perfect. It got me through college and a new job. Yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Getting those upgrades.
I'm serious. Like everything. Like
when you're strategic, you make a better way for yourself.
And it just takes on a life of its own. I don't know what it was, but when I did my vision board, like things started happening. Like I said, I wanted to travel. I traveled. I said I wanted to record. I started recording.
Exactly.
Just little things,
you know what I mean?
It. Yeah, you gotta see it. That's how I am.
Remind you, your brain is like, ding, ding, oh yeah, that's right.
I'm very visual.
Because we forget stuff every day, and you gotta remind it.
And then it's also a good reminder of what God is doing in your life. You know what I mean? Things that you thought you couldn't do. Like when you see that you check some things off, it's like, wow, God is faithful.
You get confidence.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna dream even bigger next year.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
We're gonna get a yacht next year.
Okay. Word.
And we're gonna sail across the European seas.
Word. We about to get our own TV show. Do we want that though? Do we want a TV show?
Sure, why not?
I mean, that'll be cool.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're on Facebook Live, Instagram Live. Instagram Live. So we have our 3 devices here. If you can see the setup, you'll be like, oh my God.
Right. Feel free to hit us up if you have any prayer requests, if you have any questions, maybe, you know what I mean? It's only an hour up here, so.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to stay connected to you guys. I want to empower you guys. And in doing this, I thank God for Mirasol inviting me to be a part of this, because in doing this and encouraging others, it's been encouraging me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's been pushing me. So, and that's what it's about. And I believe it's said in there, in creating your own life, a part of it is being help to others.
Yeah.
Helping other people get to where they want to be. And I believe when you put others first, God won't forget about you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He'll take care of you. So that's where the selflessness comes from.
That's the selflessness.
So should we close on prayer?
Yes.
You have anything else to say?
Love you guys, and I hope you are encouraged and empowered, and that God, does wonders in your life.
Yeah. Spread positivity. Good vibes only. Lord God, we thank you for this time, God. We thank you for this live, God. We want to use our platforms to give the people you and to encourage them, Lord God. In the world of negativity, Lord God, we just want to be a light, Lord God, to your people, Lord God. We pray that you will strengthen every person that's tuned in, Lord God. Those that were tuned in, Lord God, that left for whatever reason, Lord God, you bless them as well, God. We thank you for the dreams that you have put in our hearts, Lord God. And God, we trust you. We have confidence in you. That you can bring them to pass, Lord God. Help us to see ourselves as you see us, Lord God. Help us to believe in ourselves, Lord God, to believe in you, believe in our dreams, and to go after them, Lord God. Let this coming year be a year that we just go after everything that we desire, and that we would be confident, that we would love ourselves, that we would be everything that you had created us to be, Lord God. We want to be our best selves for your glory. We love you, and we thank you for every person tuned in. Bless them and strengthen them in Jesus' name. We love you. Amen.
Bye, guys.
Bye.